Oireachtas, Rose Conway-Walsh.
Gurmagad.
5 minutes, is it? Or
5, yeah, I'm sharing with my colleagues, I think.
There are three names down here. Just
yes, yeah, the others show up, otherwise I'll take the other 5 as well. Yeah, Minister, I want to thank you for your statement, and I want to welcome this opportunity to debate higher education again. And absolutely, I was very encouraged today at the announcement for the ring fencing of the funding for autistic students. And I know you'll agree with me, it should have been done years ago. And just in terms of and also the importance of measuring the outcomes and tracking those so that we get real value for money, but that the money makes a real difference to the lives of autistic students and students with intellectual disabilities. I've always felt on a wider level that we have missed out so much as a nation in not investing in our young people with autism, our autistic young people, indeed autistic people of all ages, that the unique talents of many of those haven't been fulfilled, and it's important to see that. Now, just in terms of the training and the staff, I don't know if that will be done through the Middletown education centre there. I know that was set up after the Good Friday Agreement, and we visited there with Kevin O'Callon and the last time, and I just think the work that they do there is really, really good, and I think it's important. They have a huge experience and a knowledge build up around training staff for that. But Minister, I want to begin by raising the issue of the international students, and you'll have heard this morning in terms of some shocking stories, mostly students coming here to study English. There's been long reports of landlord employers and agents taking advantage of this vulnerable group of students. 6 students crammed into a disused nightclub and charged €4,000 for the privilege. We have to do something to protect these students. You need to engage with your government colleagues because this cuts across a number of briefs, and we have to end this racketeering and exploitation of these young people. Indeed, I think since inflation and the economy as it is at the moment, the racketeering and the exploitation that's going on is absolutely wholesale, and it needs to be called out across all departments. But many of these students and workers are in low-paid but vitally important jobs, and many worked in nursing homes as carers through the pandemic. They deserve to be treated with respect and protected. The Qualifications and the Quality Assurance Act in 2019 contains legislative provisions to provide for the establishment of a new National Learner Protection Fund and the International Education Mark, the IEM. These measures were intended to increase the quality assurance protection of learners' practices and surrounding the recruitment, information provision and student welfare. And I've raised this with you in the past, and I know we haven't had progress on it. I would also ask you, just in terms of protecting your own students heading abroad on J1s, many are in danger of losing large sums of money due to the delays in securing the visa through USET there, and I think they are a cohort of students as well that need to be looked after and their families. I commend your clear statement that fees in their current level are not going to be progress. That's really, really important. Over the years, we've seen the financial burden of the deficit of funding in the third level sector pushed on to students and to their families, with the highest fees in the EU, unaffordable on-campus accommodation and no support for part-time students. I have a lot more to say around this, Minister, but I am really, really concerned about the number of families that I've been contacted by, even in the last few weeks, that are being refused SUSI. And they're being refused SUSI because even with, and I welcome the measures that are going to be brought in September, but even with that, the thresholds are too low, because any of the increases that was announced in last year's budget have been eaten up in people's household incomes, and the financial status that's been presented in terms of SUSI applications no way bears any resemblance to the reality for many of these households. I welcome the fact that you said you'd increase the threshold for working students. I would ask, Minister, is there any way at all possible, because of the circumstances we're in, that that could be brought forward so that those who have worked over the past number of months and are being assessed now, that it could be looked at and maybe done retrospectively there? We need these students in the labour market as well, but that we could look at that to just find ways that those really, really hard-working families and parents who are just over the threshold, that we could, because of the economic circumstances we're in, that we could give them some relief this year. Thank you.
Louder than I